All right, time to get Billsy here. We have breaking news. We have Grant Udinski, the OC for the Jacksonville Jaguars, is the heavy odds on favorite to be the new head coach of the Buffalo Bills. He interviewed yesterday. The Bills wrapped up an interview with Davis Webb today. Uh, for whatever the reason, the betting odds went from 12% as of this morning to 66% as of this current moment for Grant Udinski to be the Bills head coach. So there must be something going on out there that's making those odds shoot up. Brian Daboll, who was the odds on favorite prior, has dropped down to 23%. And after that, Davis Webb with 8 to 10%. And I think Joe Brady with a couple percentage points rounds out the four likely candidates at this point. Again, Udinski's OC, though not a play calling OC with the Jaguars under Liam Cohen, the head coach for Jacksonville. We saw a real bump up in Trevor Lawrence's play this year under Liam and with Grant Udinski there. Now, he's kind of an unknown in outside of football circles. I mean, to be very candid with you, I was not very familiar with him until I would say the last month or two when you were hearing more and more about Trevor Lawrence and how Udinski was kind of this, hot shot young coaching candidate coming up the ranks here. For those who don't know, he was a graduate assistant with Matt Rule at Baylor. Matt Rule then went from Baylor to the Carolina Panthers. Didn't have a great stint there. Got fired and went to Nebraska, but Udinski did follow him to the Panthers for those 2 years. And after that, went to Minnesota as assistant to the head coach, which is obviously Kevin O'Connell. And Kevin O'Connell is certainly known as a great quarterback developer in terms of young coaches. So apparently Udinski had a little tutelage there. And then he went on to be the OC at Jacksonville just this 1 year, though, again, not a play caller. So that's interesting. But everybody talks this guy up. He played some defensive end in college and high school, but was not a quarterback. So it's really interesting. He's kind of an offensive guru, if you will. But being able to see the other side of the ball can certainly help the offensive side. But yeah, that's where we are right now. Grant Udinski, the odds-on favorite, and they shot up quick within a couple of hours, essentially right when Davis Webb's interview was concluded or announced that it was concluded. The odds-on favorite as Udinski just shot up to 66%. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this comes about. Also, Adam Schefter, ESPN NFL Inside reporter, said that he believes all the remaining coaching positions will be filled by Wednesday. So within the next 48 hours. And so I wonder if that also played into what we're seeing with those odds shooting up so quickly. In terms of what Grant Udinski is about, I mean, everything I've come across was he's a modern quarterback-friendly scheme focused on creating matchup advantages, utilizing the illusion of complexity to disguise simple yet effective concepts like high-low reads, wheel routes, and quads formations to get playmakers in space. And again, we saw that work wonderfully in Jacksonville with like Parker Washington, guys with Jacoby Myers over there as well. So certainly an area of concern that we've had in Bills land where our receivers just weren't making it happen, which then put more emphasis on Josh to put the cape on and be Superman. So this is going to be really interesting if that's where this goes. Here's the interesting part. If Udinski takes over, again, the Bills talked about this job isn't just an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator taking the ship over. They're a CEO of the Buffalo Bills, essentially. Grant Udinski's 30 years old. Do we want to see a 30-year-old CEO of this team? You're talking about he'll be coaching guys older than him. He'll be coaching Josh Allen, who is his age, or he'll be turning 30 here soon. So we have to take all that in consideration. But again, everybody that has ever spoken of this guy, he's in that Sean McVay, offensive guru, football genius guy, much like people talked about Davis Webb, Liam Cohen as well. And obviously we've seen what Liam Cohen has done, and Jacksonville really turned those guys around. So if that's any indicator, that could be a good thing. I just have my reservations for a 30-year-old leading a team like the Bills. Now, if he could get an experienced play caller on his staff like a Brian Daboll, that would be huge, or like a Jim Schwartz, a defensive coordinator. So we'll kind of see how that goes. I think the big thing is if I'm Brian Daboll, I'm interviewing for the job as head coach. Do I want to take an OC job? There's been talk that Brian Daboll, if he doesn't get the Bills head coaching job, already has the Tennessee Titans OC job locked up. Who knows if that's true or if maybe that falls apart. But ideally, you want a guy like that to fill that role, like a Brian Daboll. I don't know if I would want Joe Brady per se, but I know a lot of people really like Joe Brady. At least that gives Josh some familiarity. But if that's the case, why bring in a guy like Udinski? I don't know. It's interesting. There's a lot of thoughts and questions on this one, but I want to get that out because I think it's shooting up so quickly and so high really says something. So we may be on the precipice of Grant Udinski being announced as head coach of the Buffalo Bills within the next 24 to 48 hours. We shall see. Go Bills.